For these questions, we'll be doing exactly what we've been doing before in the first problem set. We'll be drawing the intervals on the number line. But as you can see now, we have more symbols and less words. This is so we get ready for the mathy stuff that's about to come. So let's start the first question. Over here, this is exactly like the easier questions we had earlier. It says that we're looking at numbers less than 3 and that are not 3. So we have a circle that's not shaded in. We can draw the number line. We have 3 here and it's not shaded in, and we're going in the negative direction. And this would be our answer to the first question. For question 2, we're looking at numbers that are more than 7 and we're not including 7. So we draw the number line. We have 7, it's not included, and we're looking at numbers that are more than 7. So this would be our answer. For question 3, this is where we start to use the symbols more. And if we see over here, it says we're looking at numbers x that are less than 3, but not including 3. And we know it's not including 3 because if it was, then we would have a line under here to indicate that it's equal to as well, but it's not. So we have numbers that are less than 3 and not including 3, meaning that we have a circle that's not shaded in. Similarly, we're also looking for numbers that are greater than 7. So numbers that are greater than 7. Again, it's not including 7 because if it was, we would have had a line under here to indicate that it's including. So 7 is not included. And we're looking at all the real numbers in this range, so we can connect these two. And our interval would be from -7 to 3, where -7 is not included and 3 is not included. Now if we link it back to the table we've had earlier in the explanation video, we can see that if this is x, then 3 is over here. And since 3 is not included, we have a circle that's not shaded in. So as we can see, we have this part of our table over here. And similarly, we could also write this thing as x is greater than, like this. And it's the same thing, we've just moved the greater than symbol. As you can see, the larger side is still facing x, and the larger side is still facing x over here. So these two things are the same. And instead of having a value like, say, d, we actually have -7 over here. And similarly, we also have -7 over here. And that means that we should have this symbol above -7, which is exactly what we have. So for our final number line, we would have numbers from -7 to 3, where -7 is not included, 3 is not included, and all the numbers in between are included. And this would be our final answer. This question is exactly like one of the harder questions we've been doing earlier. So let's go through it. This question has 2 parts. First, we have this part, and it's connected by the OR operator. And second, we have this part. So let's go through each of them. So we're looking at numbers that are more than -1, and -1 is included, and less than 2, and 2 is not included. So we can draw our number line. We have -1 and we have 2. We're looking at numbers more than -1 and less than 2. So we can connect it like this. And this would be our answer for the first part. For the second part, we're looking for numbers that are more than 5, and we're including 5, and less than 6, and we're not including 6. So we can draw a number line. We have 5 and we have 6. We're looking for numbers that are more than 5 and less than 6. So this is our second answer. Now, for final interval, we need to have an OR operator in between them. So we're looking for the maximum possible range, which means that we have to accept this interval and accept this interval. So we can draw a number line. We have -1, we have 2, we have 5, and we have 6. And we have numbers from -1 till 2, and numbers from 5 till 6. And this would be our final answer. For this question, as you can see, it's kind of similar to the stuff we've been doing earlier, like the longer worded questions. However, instead of long words and long paragraphs, we have symbols, which makes it a lot quicker to read and answer. And you can even see our intervals way quicker this way. So this question actually has 3 parts. We have this part, and then we have this part, and then we have this part. And they're all connected with an OR operator. So let's go through them one by one and then combine our answer towards the end. As you can see, for this one, we're looking for numbers that are less than 4. And 4 is not included. So we can straight away draw a number line. We have 4. We're looking for numbers that are less than 4. So we go in this direction. And this is our solution to the first part. As you can see, it's a lot easier to read through this and understand what the question is saying if we have symbols rather than if we had words. Now, for the second part, here we're looking for numbers that are greater than 6. So that are greater than 6. So x has to be bigger than 6. And this is kind of where the signs are a bit flipped, because what we would have is we have 6 over here and 6 is not included, and we're looking for numbers that are greater than 6, like this. And then in this section, we're looking for numbers from 7 to 9, and 7 is not included, and 9 is included, and we're looking for all the numbers in between, like this. So let's draw it on our number line. We have 6 here, we have 7 here, and we have 9 here. We're looking for numbers that are greater than 6 and numbers that are between 7 and 9, like this. It's an AND operator, so we're looking for an overlap. So this would be our final answer for this section. So we have 7 and 9. 7 is not included, 9 is included, and we're looking for all the numbers in this range. For our third part, we're looking for numbers, and this time we're going to draw it straight on the number line, because this is what you guys should be doing as you see this stuff eventually. So we can start by practicing now. We're looking for numbers from -3 to -1. -3 is not included, 1 is not included, and we're looking at all the numbers in between. So this is our final answer. So when combining our answers, we have an OR operator each time. So we're gonna write OR and OR over here to remind ourselves. And we can draw our final interval over here. So we have the numbers 4, and then we have -3 and -1, and we have 7 and 9. We're looking for numbers that are less than 4 or that are from -3 to -1, or that are from 7 to 9, where 7 is excluded and 9 is included. As you can see, that this interval over here is already within this larger interval. So instead of writing this one at all because it's already included, we can just ignore this and we can instead just say that we're looking for numbers that are less than 4 because those numbers already include -3 and -1. So overall, we would have numbers that are less than 4 and numbers that are from 7 to 9, like this. And this would be our final answer. So for question 6, we also have 3 parts. We have this part, and then we have this part, and finally we have this part. And we know that when we have operators that are not the same, so we have or one time and the other time, we know that we always pair and together first. So when we're combining them, we have to keep this in mind. So let's get on with our intervals. We're going to draw this straight on. So we have numbers from -4 till 2, where 2 is not included and -4 is not included, and all the numbers in between are. So here's the answer to our first part. For our second part, we can draw a number line, and we have 5 over here and 9 over here. We're looking for numbers that are more than 5, so we can draw numbers like this, and we're looking for numbers that are less than 9, so like this. And it's an AND operator, so we're looking for an overlap, so we're looking at this region. So overall, we have numbers from 5 to 9, where 5 and 9 are excluded and all the numbers in between are included. And the way I actually remember this, because before it used to actually confuse me, like which side means greater than and which side means smaller than, because we could actually write this as 5 is less than x as well, which basically means the same thing. The way to remember it is the smaller area, like you can see a dot over here. That shows that, okay, this side is smaller because it has a dot instead of a much larger length over here. Obviously, this length over here is bigger than this dot over here, so we can say that, okay, 5 is less than the x over here, which is the way I remember it. So here is our answer to our second part. Now for our third part, we can draw our interval. We have 7, and as we can see, the larger side is facing x, so we're looking for numbers that are greater than 7, like that. Now remember, when we have or and operators, we always combine the and operators together first. So we're going to combine this one and this one first. So I'm going to write and in the middle here. And we can draw the interval. We have 5, we have 9, and we have 7. We have numbers from 5 to 9, and we have numbers that are less than 7. It's an AND operator, so we're looking for an overlap, so this region, and overall we have 5 and 7, and we're looking at all the numbers in between. And this is our answer to our second and third part combined. And now, between the second and third part, we have an OR operator. So I'm just going to write it down over here. So it's just all in one screen instead of having to scroll. We have numbers from -4 till 2 and numbers from 5 till 7. These two are excluded. And these two are excluded. And our final answer is this.